XFM News. On point.
The news on XFM. I'm Chris or Tim. Makerere University finalists say the first day of scientific studying was challenging. The university officially opened yesterday for the final year students to complete their studies after 7 months of closure due to the lockdown. The students, led by the Guild President Julius Katedega, stated that many of their colleagues have been blocked from entering the university for not having students' IDs. Many have not been used to putting on masks while in class and studying in shifts, among other challenges.
Business went on as usual. The only difference is that we were carrying masks on ourselves. Then the other challenge I saw is that as I came in the morning, I first entered through the western gate, then got out and came through the eastern gate. Many students have been blocked today from accessing the university on background that they did not carry their university IDs. Also, my class has been divided in two shifts, which I think is going to be difficult given the space.
However, Professor Aloysius Quitonda, one of the lecturers who heads the Department of Literature, said that they have decided to teach students in shifts to enable them follow the SOPs.
Before COVID, it wouldn't be in shifts. It would be either day or evening. But now, because of COVID, I will ask these students to organize themselves. For example, 3 groups in one venue, 3 groups in another venue, 3 groups in another venue, and I just enter and give them guidelines on how to make use of these materials. I'm not going to go and read.
The Alliance for Campaign Finance Monitoring, ACFIM, wants the Ministry of Finance to explain the constant delays in releasing funds meant for political parties in line with our Provision 14B of the Political Parties and Organizations Amended Act. The Executive Director, ACFIM, of Henry Mujuzi, and the Board Treasurer, Fred Musisi, in a joint media briefing yesterday, questioned the delayed tactics in releasing these funds in time for political parties to be able to fund their activities. Mujuzi and Musisi said delaying to release such funds, and with the 2021 elections in sight, the ministry is denying them participating fairly in the upcoming general elections. ACFIM also challenged the yardstick used in sharing the 15 billion Uganda shillings, where the NRM takes the lion's share, saying the law is not clear.
The law is in place and the law states it clear. It says it shall. In the respect to elections, government shall finance all registered political parties on equal basis. Now, there is no way a government institution whose mandate is just to enforce what has been presented before it can have the leverage and liberty to pick and choose. This is ignoring. This is in contempt of the law, and I think we are contemplating seeking court interpretation on this matter.
President Yoweri Museveni has appointed the former Internal Security Organization ISO boss, Colonel Frank Kaka Bajenda, as Uganda's ambassador to Angola. Last week, Bajenda was sacked from his position by President Museveni, replaced with Lieutenant Colonel Charles Oluka, who formerly worked as ISO's director in charge of technical services. According to a source in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the fired colonel was offered an ambassadorial role in Angola. If he is approved by Parliament, Bajenda will be the pioneer envoy of Uganda to Angola, following a decision to establish the embassy in that country, which of late is spearheading talks between Uganda and Rwanda. The other ambassadorial appointment includes that of the former Director of Finance and Administration at the National Resistance Movement Party Secretariat, Dr. Hassan Waswa Galiwango, who has been appointed as Uganda's High Commissioner to Kenya. In world news, United States President Donald Trump and his White House challenger Joe Biden are feuding over plans for their final TV debate. The Republican president's campaign accused organizers of this week's showdown of helping the Democrat by leaving out foreign policy as a topic. Mr. Biden's camp shot back that Mr. Trump was trying to avoid questions about his response to the coronavirus pandemic. Mr. Biden has a commanding lead nationally in opinion polls with 2 weeks to go until the election date in the United States. But he has a smaller lead in the handful of key U.S. states that will ultimately decide the outcome in what they call the swing states. In sports news, Chitara Football Club will square up with Chivoga in the finals of the promotional playoffs. That's tomorrow at the Fufa Technical Center in Injeru. In the semi-final games played yesterday, Chitara Football Club from Hoima ejected Kataka FC by 7-6 in post-match penalties after normal time had ended goalless, while Chivoga Young from Mbale defeated Indeje University by 3-1. Chivoga Young coach Richard Makumbi says Chitara is never an easy side, but they have what it takes to win the game.
Because I have players who have the solidarity of winning. At the same time, they know what they want. We want to put this team to a glory which it had before. So that's why you see everybody is working as a team. Everybody is working tooth and nail to see that we win again.
And that's the latest XFM News.
XFM News on point.